A very good blessed morning to you in this very rare solstice light. Now, what a wonderful, wonderful day. And we're going to go outside to bring the morning in. Still waiting for the sun to rise, but the light has come in. And there's a little bit of rain, just a little bit of drizzle. I think what I'll do is I'll stand over here in the laurel arch, just for the shelter. This is a very special morning. The winter solstice. The winter solstice brings the magic back to the land. You can see Jack, look, he's getting very energised and excited. It brings all the magic back. It brings the light back. And where you have light, you have magic. And this morning here in Ireland, and Ireland is possibly the one tiny little country in the world where these celebrations have been in place for thousands of years. Recorded history, thousands of years. And there's the little robin, look. He's just come to spend a moment with me on this magical morning. Here in Ireland we have an ancient mound, an ancient passage tomb called Newgrange. And Newgrange was built by my ancestors over 5,000 years ago. Imagine that. Over 5 millennia ago. It was built around 3,200 BC. So it's older than Stonehenge. It's older than the pyramids. It is an ancient sacred site. And this morning at Newgrange, there are visitors from all over the world who enter a lottery and hope to be chosen to be there, inside the tomb, on the midwinter solstice morning. And I say midwinter because in the Celtic calendar this is midwinter. And the tomb was constructed with full knowledge of the tilt in the earth's axis. Imagine that. Those people knew that the world, the earth, had an axis that tilted, so the world didn't just spin, but as it spun, it tilted. And this passage tomb has a little entrance. It is a little entrance, the one entrance to it. And above the entrance door is what's called a lintel box. And the lintel box is a little bit like what we now call a fan light. And that was constructed with such perfection, with such attention to detail of the knowledge that they had about the tilt in the earth's axis, that the lintel box would capture the light of the sun on the winter solstice, and only at that time. The rest of the year the sunlight does not enter through the lintel box above the door. So it's just for about 2 or 3 days either side of the solstice, that the sun's rays strike the lintel box and the light continues down along a very narrow passage to illuminate the inner chamber. So it's a very sacred site, and in fact that area of the Boyne Valley near Slane is covered with all of these Neolithic monuments. So we're not talking about a Stone Age people who lived in caves and clubbed each other and were just, you know, stupid, ignorant people. We're talking about a highly developed people who were absolutely living in harmony with Mother Earth. And that's why today, for me, is a sacred day. That I take the same energy from Mother Earth as these people, as my ancestors understood to be very special, very sacred, highly important to how they lived and to every aspect of their lives. These monuments were of such importance that they dedicated an incredible amount of time and energy and resources to the construction of them. I'm just going to walk down now just to the little brow of the hill of the Fairy Wood. And all the time I'm pointing the camera into the east, now pointing it into the northeast, because of course the sun rises around this point here. Although it's very cloudy this morning, the cloud is very low, so we may not see the actual sunrise, but we'll notice the difference in light. So I felt compelled to take the time out of my own day, which of course is a day filled with lots and lots of happenings and events. But just to make this little video, because I was reminded this morning in a conversation I had with a friend that, you know, Newgrange is this incredible monument, and it's a monument to our past, but it's also a huge beacon of energy and light for our present and for the future, because it's so timeless. It's so timeless. And when I was writing the book In Search of the Goddess Rising, I was aware and very much referred to these passage tombs. The passage tomb is what it says, that you walk along a passage to get to the tomb, and the tomb is on the inside of the mound. That these were constructed to resemble, to conjure, to remind everyone of what the death of the mortal being meant, because they were constructed to resemble the womb and the birth canal. So the fact that this beautiful, incredible place known as Newgrange was constructed so that the light of the winter sun, of the solstice sun, would enter into the womb of the Great Mother. And so there was a joining of heaven and earth and a rebirth. And of course we know that the sun is important for us, for all life on this beautiful, beautiful earth. So, just a little reminder of why the winter solstice is of such importance. It's probably the most important event of the entire year for anyone who has a deep connection with Mother Earth, and we all should have that connection. And the fact that we all haven't that connection is indicative of the state of our home, Mother Earth. So on this sacred day, I'd like to remind everyone that in order to get to Mother Earth, we have to come through our mother. We are born from woman. We have to make that perilous, probably the most perilous journey of our entire lives, is those few short centimetres between the womb and Mother Earth, between the womb and the actual world. And there are many, many beings who don't make it on that journey. And I myself, because my father delivered me and recounted the story of my birth many times, and the fact that the cord, the umbilical cord, was wrapped around my neck twice. And so in many cases the baby would literally be strangled at birth. But through the deep intuition of my mother to literally stop pushing, and the instructions that she gave to my father to gently hold my head firmly back and literally unwind that cord from around my neck, I made that journey. And the journey home was regarded by the ancient peoples of Ireland to be of the same sacred significance. And that's the significance of Newgrange and the winter solstice and the light going into the womb of the mound, and the reverence for the Great Mother, Mother Earth. So on this beautiful, beautiful, still solstice morning, I say blessings to you all. And may you find connection on this day. May this be the day where you connect, reconnect, rediscover, rebirth your own relationship with Mother Earth. Happy, happy day, and blessings to you all.